So imagine this. On the left, we have the city life, a place where the morning coffee is more expensive than your dignity, a place where everyone in the morning is rushing for their lives and their jobs. You might think people are auditioning for the Fast and Furious. Depressed faces and stressed faces are all over the streets. The city, where the only thing that is faster than your Wi-Fi is the rate of your hair loss and the growth of your big forehead because of the high stress levels that you're going through. On the other side, we have the countryside, a place where the loudest thing that you can hear is the rooster waking up in the morning or your grandmother yelling at you for not overfeeding the previous day. Of the two places, where would you prefer to wake up at in the morning? So before you decide, all right, let's talk about this. Let's start with the city life. The city has got bright lights and big dreams, like where you might get a job only if you send maybe 500 plus resumes to different companies. Maybe you might just land a job. But there is one thing. While you are busy chasing those dreams, the city is also dedicated on chasing after your sanity and your mental health. Because some of you right now are even crazy or running mad, but they just don't know it yet. The never-ending city expenses, the constant noise, and the fact that your expensive apartment is the size of a walk-in closet is enough to make you question your life choices. An apartment where when you wake up, you can see all your property at once while still lying on your bed. That's the bedsitter that I'm talking about. Have you ever noticed, by the way, in the city, how you are always almost there about everything? Almost landing a job, almost finding a decent place to live, almost getting a promotion, almost being happy, while your stress levels at the same time are beyond measures and your bank account is somewhere in the negative. Maybe if you have a bank account, that is, because many of you only know about Fuliza. It's crazy, manze. It's crazy. So allow me to talk about the countryside a little bit, because the countryside is not just for the parents, the grandparents to say it. It's a place where also the young people can actually go there and get to live their lives and not just survive like in the city. Because in the city, many of us are just surviving, hoping that we'll get to see the next day and the coming week, because we never know what's coming to us, right? In the countryside, the only bills that you can maybe worry about are those of the recreational activities that you might decide to engage in. But the rest of the other things, zero pressure. In the countryside, you don't have to wake up to the sound of the sirens or the sound of the garbage trucks in the morning, or maybe waking up to that crazy, depressed neighbor of yours, blasting loud music, trying to cast out his or her demons. The funny thing is that, have you ever noticed in the city, or the city life is all about the concerts, the clubs, meeting celebrities, and maybe meeting some pretty ladies or maybe some handsome boys out there. But what will they mean in your life if you're stuck in the life of unpaid bills, internships, overpriced foods, like you can't even get an avocado with one piece, expensive houses, and surviving daily on noodles, because basically that's all that your money can get you. Feasting on noodles day in, day out for a whole week or a whole month. The social life in the city is less about making friends and more about making peace with the fact that your neighbor's Wi-Fi is stronger than your relationship with them, and who cares? The city is all about hustle and no hearts. Huko ukipeana roho inavunjwa mara hiyo watu wakisonga. It's all about what can you offer juu. Kama uko chini, nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck. You can suffer until the day you make it. That's when people will start talking to you or maybe thinking about you, right? So I have a question for you. Why stick in the city yet you can't even access those concerts and nightclubs? Mbono kwa metao? Why not go back to the countryside, get your shit together, make some money, get your minds right, and then after getting that bag, go back to the city and be able to entertain yourself like the others? Because when you're broke in the city, you're just surviving. And one thing that you don't realize is that, you're getting old, you're growing old, and time is not on your side. And once you don't realize that, notice you'll just notice the negative effect on when you are already old, let me say. So let us be honest and real with each other, right? Nothing in this world beats the rent cost in the city, because you might be out there living in a shoebox in the name of a house. The same shoebox has got some questionable plumbing and some questionable wiring that has been done in it, but you still have to pay your rent every single month, right? In the countryside, you don't have to worry about that because you already have a big house and you have a yard already. So it's a win for the countryside, right? But even though we are talking about this, it's not all about affordability and the space. In the countryside, there's something else that is called the peace of mind, something that is priceless, right? Peace of mind. In the countryside, the stress levels basically drop faster than the pants of your cheating girlfriends and boyfriends, right? Imagine I've been in the countryside for a week right now, and I can already see the positive change in my life. My bank account is not draining. Yeah, my peace of mind is coming. I'm just feeling everything. I'm just getting the connection and everything that I wanted. I'm feeling lively. I can now engage in my hobbies. I'm stress-free, right? For me, I was born in Nairobi. I've lived my whole life in the city. So maybe deciding to come and stay in the countryside, maybe it's the best decision that I've made, because I've not been living in the countryside. So I'm experiencing new things. I don't know why people prefer moving from the countryside to the city, thinking that there's opportunities in the city, because jokes on them. If you're a young person out there and you're going through a lot, just go back to the countryside. Go rest. It's peaceful over there. Plus, guess what? Let me tell you something. If you're from the city and you're coming back to the countryside, maybe you have a bigger chance of bagging them pretty ladies over here, because you're from the city. So yeah, you'll have a pretty good life over here. For me right now, niko peke yangu kushago. Many of my relatives wako Nairobi, but siko nataka kwenda Nairobi penye wako. Juu mimi niko nataka tu kukaa peke yangu. So hadi sasa penye niko peke yangu sahi, just living alone, and it's peaceful. I don't have anything to worry about. I have a whole house on me. Food is there in abundance. I'm not going to pay any bill at the end of the month. The cash that I have is mine. I can still work remotely, maybe get a job, maybe something like remote task, or maybe do some online writing. It's peaceful, man. It's peaceful. So many people in the city have this mentality that if you retreat back to the countryside, maybe you have accepted defeat, or maybe you're just giving up in life. No, you might be moving back to the countryside just to re-energize yourself, redirect your life, repurpose your life, re-energize yourself, and then go for it again. Whether you want to go for it from the city or go for it from the countryside, but still you have to chase your dreams. You're not giving up. You're just finding your peace and your mental health first, because there's no point of staying in the city, going through those old struggles, thinking that there's a better day coming. No. You might just have lived even your better days. The suffering is yet to begin. So all that I can advise you is that don't continue suffering, hoping that one day it will be better. No, it won't. High chances is that you'll suffer even more. So I can urge you, go back to the countryside, reevaluate your shit, because in the countryside it's all about being young. But after you get married, have kids in the city, your life is done. Like that. So don't forget about that. Because in the city nobody cares about you. There's no relatives around. You're just another face in the crowds, or just another customer for a business. Because for you to get attention in the city, you must do something crazy. Maybe get your nudes out there leaked, or maybe try to enter a mall or a supermarket with the exit door. Maybe people start laughing at you, maybe others start recording, or maybe you just fighting a random guy in the road. That's when you'll get maybe people's attention. But in the city you are alone. So what I would advise you people is that, for me, what made me, okay, I'm not advising anyone, let me talk about me. So for me, something that made me come back to the countryside is because I was employed, right? I was employed by the county government of Nairobi. I had a business I had started, but I decided to leave them all behind and come to the countryside because the jobs and the business were giving me some income, but the income wasn't enough for me to grow my life the way I wanted it, because I know my time is running. I'm 23 right now. So if I don't get my shit together on time, I might just end up being captured in the matrix again. I don't want to die poor. Plus, I have never dreamt of being employed like my whole life. Yeah. So that's all that I wanted to tell you guys today. Make that decision. Don't suffer. There's nobody who is going to pay you for suffering. People want the results. They don't want to know the process. If you suffered from the countryside or suffered from the city, people want the results. Are you rich? Yes or no? Do we have something to offer? Yes or no? That is what that matters. Because imagine you're 23 or 20 right now, but it's the other day that you are very young, right? And soon you'll be old, 30 or 35, and you will have done nothing. All you will have been doing is living paycheck to paycheck, getting the job, getting paid, paying your rent, buying food, paying your transport, and that will be your cycle. I know many people think they'll be rich. No, you won't. Many of us won't be rich because of our life decisions, because many of us are scared of doing that one thing. For me, I'm not scared. Even people might say that I haven't lived in the countryside, that's why I'm talking like this, but I prefer staying here. I'm peaceful over here. I feel everything over here. I'm stress free. And remember, when you're stress free, it's easier for you to make some good decisions for your life. When you're living under zero pressure, you can make some good decisions in your life. Because for me, I was feeling like I was losing myself. I couldn't feel myself anymore. And I just wanted to take a step back, relax, and then decide what direction to take. Because I still have dreams and missions to accomplish. I have started a lot. I have a lot to do, and I have a lot to complete. So yeah, that is my story for today. If you want to take something from the story, you might, if you want, because it's all about you. I can't force you to do anything. Yeah, mbono uzeeke tu kitesekia tao na hakuna mtu atakulipa. Na tunajuanga tu tao utatokanga tu ukikujanga ushago mara once. As long as you are successful, nobody will want to know kama ulirudi ushago ndio ukakuja tena Kanairo, because usto hiyo mentality ya kurudi ushago ni kugive up. It's not giving up. Giving space to yourself. Juu hii mambo ya kuforce issues, living paycheck to paycheck, paying your rent, paying your bills. But if you're living in the city and you're being helped by your parents, it's alright. Subscribe, guys.